If all types of organisms were displayed on your wall in a large collage with each point containing a picture of a complete organism or part of one, then you close your eyes and place your finger randomly on a single point. Science can discuss for hours the greatness and fine-tuning of design in this single point. Peace and mercy of Allah be upon you. Dear viewers, when we discuss the deductive arguments for Allah's existence, the arguments from existence and fine-tuning top the list. We discussed the argument from existence in the episode, Why is the existence of a creator a necessity? In this episode, we'll start discussing the argument from fine-tuning. In truth, I'm in awe of discussing the precision in creation because it is an easy yet difficult task. Yes, it is easy to talk about the precision in creation, because if all types of organisms were displayed on the wall of your room in a large collage with each point containing a picture of a complete or partial organism, then you close your eyes and place your finger randomly on any point. Science can discuss for hours the greatness and precision of design in this single point, but at the same time, talking about fine-tuning is difficult. Difficult because presenting 1, 2, 10, or even 20 examples isn't enough to give it justice. Fine-tuning is expressed in every detail of this existence. Indeed, fine-tuning equals existence. Allah says what is translated as, that is, the design of Allah who has perfected everything, and that is the knower of the unseen and the witnessed, the exalted in might, the merciful, who has perfected everything he created. When I say, let's see some examples of fine-tuning, it's the same as saying, let's see some examples of existence, because fine-tuning equals all existing things. Fine-tuning in creation appears in the configuration of my tongue, jaw, and teeth, enabling me to talk to you about fine-tuning. It appears in your ability to see me, hear my voice, understand my words, and retain what I say in your memory. It appears even in the movements of the denier who is getting ready to mock or deny what I say, even though the processes he uses to do so are, in themselves, examples of fine-tuning in his creation. We do not appreciate the state of design, order, and precision that we live in because we have not tried the alternative. Allah says what can be translated as, Indeed, Allah keeps the heavens and the earth from falling apart. Truly a magnificent sign. More than 90 natural elements have been discovered in the universe. Their neutrons and protons are arranged in precisely sized nuclei, which attract electrons orbiting in precise orbits. These elements interact through fixed chemical laws to produce compounds which create the right environment for life. An atmosphere with the appropriate height and density containing gases in exact ratios and transmitting sound waves at a controlled speed. Soil prepared to nurture seeds and retain rainwater. Water with specific viscosity and solvent properties that evaporates at a certain temperature to form clouds and condenses at another to come down as rain. All of this is in the appropriate amounts necessary for its cycle in nature. Light travels at the right speed. Gravity is at the right level, so that we do not float in the air, nor do our feet stick to the ground. Earth rotates at a precise speed, producing day and night, allowing time for work and sleep, 4 seasons to renew the soul and produce varieties of fruits, a precise distance from the sun so that we neither burn nor freeze, trillions of planets and stars traveling at the right speed in predetermined precise orbits so that they do not collide. We grew up experiencing the universe, thus, so we got used to it. We cannot imagine how amazing it is because we've never experienced a situation without order. We know the meaning of fullness because we've experienced hunger. We know the meaning of rest because we've experienced fatigue. In contrast with their opposites, do things stand out? So we do not appreciate the greatness of order and fine-tuning because we've never experienced a situation without fine-tuning. In other words, we do not appreciate the greatness of Allah's existence because we've never experienced a state where Allah does not exist. If the earth did not rotate and we were stuck permanently in the illuminated part where nothing obscures the sunlight, we'd never know the meaning of light because we never experienced darkness. If anybody then talked to us about the importance of light, we wouldn't understand because we would be unable to imagine the darkness that this light would dispel. Likewise, we've never experienced a situation without fine-tuning, and we've never experienced a situation where Allah does not exist. Allah is the light of the heavens and the earth. His light never fades, because He is the ever-living, the sustainer of all that exists. Neither drowsiness overtakes Him nor sleep. Therefore, in this series, when we discuss what atheism says, we need to paint the darkness in order to appreciate Allah's light in comparison. We paint a darkness that we've never witnessed, nor will ever witness the darkness of the absence of Allah. In the episode How Atheism Contradicts Mind and Science, we showed that the existence of Allah is the basis upon which the truth of things is established, and that denying his existence devalues mind and science and leads to statements like things have no absolute truth. In the episode that followed, we showed that the existence of a creator with attributes of absolute perfection is the only basis upon which morality can be established. Many viewers found it difficult to understand this concept, because they simply could not conceive of a situation where the light of Allah is not present. In the coming episodes, as we talk about some aspects of fine-tuning in creation, what are we doing exactly? We're darkening the total picture of the universe and focusing the light on a specific spot so that we can perceive it clearly and give it due attention. After our familiarity with it made us take its fine-tuning for granted. What we mentioned or skipped over in terms of laws that provide the right environment for life, if any of them slightly malfunction, then life would stop and the state of order and harmony in the universe would end. Who hold the particles in atoms so that they do not scatter? Who prevents the release and explosion of atomic energy like what happens in atomic bombs? Who keeps the creatures on Earth from breaking apart? Who prevents the planets and stars from colliding? Indeed, Allah holds the heavens and the earth lest they fall apart, and if they should cease, no one could hold them after him. You might say, it's held together by natural laws. These laws, are they living doers with intention? Is the law of gravity, for example, a God who intends, chooses, and consciously knows what it's doing? Laws are only descriptions of what happens. They're not doers who choose and cause things to happen. They are only descriptions of the manifestations of Allah's actions in his creation. Our conviction that Allah keeps the heavens and earth from ceasing is not just because the Quran says so, but also because it is a necessary mental deduction, as laws are mindless descriptions, which cannot establish themselves. Laws are just descriptions of the manifestations of Allah's actions. They are not a replacement for Allah's sustenance of his creation. For example, the sentence, "Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius," is an abbreviation. Which of the following would be the correct completion of the sentence? Nothing created the water and by chance made it boil at 100 degrees Celsius, or water created itself and made itself boil at this temperature by chance? Or Allah created water and made it boil at this temperature with his knowledge and wisdom to perform a function in a universe created for a purpose? Again, laws are just descriptions of the manifestations of Allah's actions. The existence of laws and properties for things does not mean that this precisely designed state has become autonomous and independent from its creator, who is the first cause of everything. If I say, so-and-so types at a speed of 100 words per minute, is this a governing law that controls this typist? If the typist decides to stop typing, would the keys of the computer automatically push themselves at a speed of 100 words per minute? Laws are descriptions of the actions of a deliberate doer. We grew up watching the order in this universe, so we perceive it as the only possible state. We view the properties of things as autonomous and spontaneous, as if inanimate objects knowingly and intentionally chose to have these properties. If we reflect, we would see the manifestations of divine power in all that exists, and that the only one with real influence is Allah. We would know that the only truly autonomous being is the Creator. He is the first cause, the originator of all creatures, and the one who gives inanimate objects their properties. Therefore, you see the Quran attributing many actions to Allah, even though they are governed by laws and forces of nature. He sends down from the sky water. Do you not see that Allah drives clouds? He is the one who enables you to travel in the land and the sea. He sends down water from the sky with the property of condensation that he created in water. He drives clouds by the winds formed by the properties of compression and rarefaction that he created in air. Do they not see the birds above them with wings outspread and sometimes folded in? None holds them aloft except the most merciful indeed he is, of all things, seeing. The reins of all matter, all laws, and all properties are in his hands. Glorified is he, and all that exists, from the smallest particles to the most massive bodies, are contingent on him. They are not autonomous, spontaneous, or independent of him. Glorified is he, even for a split second. For he is Allah. There is no deity except him, the ever-living, the sustainer of all existence. He is the one who sustains all that is in the heavens and earth. Neither drowsiness overtakes him nor sleep, because if this happened, the heavens and the earth would collapse. But indeed, Allah holds the heavens and the earth, lest they fall apart. Once we understand this, we'll know that there is no normal creation or amazing creation in itself, but rather familiarity is what causes us to consider some things as normal. However, everything in existence is amazing. Once this concept settles in our souls, we'll stop using phrases like divine intervention, because there is nothing that is truly autonomous or spontaneous in this universe that Allah would need to intervene in, as everything is absolutely contingent on him. This was an important introduction, as I would not have allowed myself to show examples of fine-tuning in creation without it. In light of this introduction, we'll present some examples in the upcoming episodes. Allah willing, peace of Allah be upon you.